hope this works better.
Well, this mic picked up like crazy.
Except for I won't see this now unless is there. Oh, actually, if I go on YouTube, let's pull this guy back around here again. And then if I go back to view your channel.
Goal setting.
All right, can you guys hear me better now? Tell me if you can hear me. Are they saying yes or what?
Yep. I'm gonna go and check this out myself.
All right. Did we fix it? That's what I want to know. Is it fixed? I don't think it's actually. All right. Did we fix it? That's what I'm.
Yep, working.
Okay, it looks like we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, working.
I think we're back. Oh, good Lord. I guess we have to have patience to do this,
Yep,
right?
much better. Yeah. Okay, cool.
There you go. The YouTube studio got messed up, but it seems like we're back in place now. I missed all of the health goals. It makes me so sad. I hate to ask you guys to do this, but could you guys please go ahead and go into the chat and write out your health goal? Do that again quickly for me so we can move on. This is really, really important stuff. I wonder if go into the chat. I think Tammy is sold on goat yoga. Guys, go into the chat right now and tell me what your health goal is. And remember what I said before our snafu all started. You can't measure anything specific. So you have to create a specific goal around health. You want to lower your blood sugar by X. You want to lose weight. You want to do a 5K run. You've got to create a goal for yourself that is something that you can actually measure. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be back at the gym at 6 a.m. The first thing I'm going to do is get on a scale. And I'm going to set my goal to lose 25 pounds in the next 6 months. And it's all going to be running and cardio and eating right. You've got to set that goal. So we're talking about your health goal right now. Friends, go into the chat and tell me, what is your health goal that you're gonna do this year? What is your health goal? I wonder if you can send. Do you know how to send out an email in ClickFunnels?
Yeah.
I wonder if you can go and what you need to do is clone the last email and just send it out to everybody so that everyone knows you're back here. Fantastic. Those are great goals. Very, very good goals. Excellent. Gain 15 pounds of muscle. Jason, I freaking love it. Move more, lose 10 pounds. Amen. Walk more, exercise 3 days a week. Amen. Live, plan, engage life. Excellent. Excellent. Great. Whew, that's amazing. All right, here's the next part of this that I want to talk to everybody about. And I'm going to talk to you guys just for a minute about relationships and what kind of goals you can set in relationships. But I'm going to show you how this is directly related to making money. And this is the way my life has shaped up to where I am right now. Relationships are how you get along with everybody around you. when you're talking about relationship goals, it might be something to do with your spouse. It might be something to do with you and your friends and your family. Depending on what you're actually doing, your relationship goal might be how you empower other people. And so this is a goal that I really hope everybody's willing to keep me accountable to. But I want to explain this to you because this leads into our big goal, which is our money goal, which our goal this year is to 5x everything that we're doing. So I want our entire group of companies to do $50 million or to be on a run rate to do $50 million by the end of this year. Now, that's only going to happen for us if I can align relationships in money. So where our group of companies is right now, in order for us to scale what we're doing, just so you understand what I mean by that, here's what Cottage Dream Vacations has today. If we talk about the whole group of companies, the first thing we have is our training company, which many of you guys are incredible clients and members of, which I love you all very much for that. But next to that, we have the Hay Bay Resort, which isn't open yet, but should be open this year. Next, we have the Lake St. Peter Resort, which is in pretty well the same place. Number 4, we have the Chelton Beach Resort in Prince Edward Island. Number 5, we have the Hot Tub Company. And number 6, oh yes, let me look at here. Got them all. I know what it is. Video Spa Company. And then number 7, we're going to have 8 different companies on the go this year. Is the Gold Mine, and number 8 is our house flipping business. So we have literally 8 different companies that we're dealing with this year. And for me, if I want all these companies to succeed, essentially, here's what we're looking at in our businesses. We just set a goal internally that we're going to do at least $6 million in our training. The Hay Bay Resort, with our recent financial projections, we have a very strong business plan together that's Resort do about $16 million a year in revenue when it's full out. So we think if we can get open by June, we can do $8 million through the Hay Bay Resort this year. The Lake St. Peter Resort in a full year is $6 to $8 million in revenue. Again, same thing. So we're saying $3 million for that business. And same thing with the Chelton Beach Resort. All of these are going to open. The Hot Tub Company did $1.6 million last year, and we've got incredible plans for the Hot Tub Company. Essentially, what we're doing with this business, as most of you know, this was a business that we bought in the summertime. When we bought it, they did $1 million in revenue last year, and we spent the last 3 months really understanding what the business was about. We've decided inside of this company that we're going to open up 2 storefronts this year. So 2 additional locations. One's going to be in Peterborough, Ontario, which is going to service the Kawarthas. And the other one, it looks like it's going to be in Bracebridge, which is going to service the Muskokas. And from there, we're going to do a lot of marketing and drive sales and through those 2 sales centers into the parent company. All of this is going to be set up and probably by March at the latest, which will put the Hot Tub Company in a great place to do about $5 million in sales this year. The Mini Nordic Spa Company actually does a whole bunch of stuff. The Mini Nordic Spa Company owns the Hot Tub Company. So we just stated the Hot Tub Company's revenue separately. So the Mini Nordic Spa Company is actually developing 3 different sites right now with tiny homes on them. So this year, Mini Nordic Spa Company isn't going to build revenue. It will in subsequent years. So we're going to set $500K in revenue for the Mini Nordic Spa Company. The Gold Mine, I don't have a lot to understand about it yet. we're going to say $2 million in revenue there, and we're going to do $1 million in our house business. So if we take a look, and there's an important point for me telling you guys these things. If we take a look at all of these different businesses and the revenue associated with them, we're looking at 8 and 6, 15, 17, 20, 25, 26, 27, 25 million. I'd like to be, and when I said a few minutes ago that we wanted to do either 50 million or be on a run rate to it, what that means is in the last quarter, all of these companies together should be doing revenues that are consistent with 50 million. By the last quarter, I'd like to see this whole group of companies doing 5 million a month in revenue, which will set us up for the next year. But I might be confusing you a little bit here because I'm talking about my relationship goal and revenue at the same time. This speaks directly to where I'm at in my companies in terms of my relationship. What I mean by that is this. You look at 8 different enterprises that I'm running. If I have any hope at all in getting all of these companies to these revenue goals, and that is the CEO of the conglomerate of the parent company, all of these businesses, there's only one thing that I should be focused on if I want that to happen. There's only one thing that I should be focused on if I want these revenue numbers to happen. What is that one thing? The first person that types that one thing, if you guess what it is, I'm going to give you $500. What is the one thing? What's the most important thing that I should be looking at? Yeah, that's right. Sita got it. Sita got it first. And I know Sita's a subscriber, so Sita, just send an email to support@cottagedreamvacations.com to give you that money. It's relationships, right? So what I've done, and we'll get a circle around you guys on this in a second. This is really important. In each of these businesses, I've either the head of this business or going to. So every one of our listeners is a general manager. Our hot tub company has a general manager. Our mini Nordic spa company, my business partner Mark, is the general manager of that. The gold mine, same idea. The house flipping business, I'm personally going to be the CEO of that one. I'm also the CEO of the mall, the mouthpiece in the mall. What I've done in each one of these businesses, I've appointed a general manager, somebody who's running that company. They have the right incentives in place for them to stay responsible and for them to be excited about doing it. Now, all I have to do is mentor. So I focus on the relationship between me and that person, and I focus on mentoring one person that runs these divisions, and it allows me to do stuff across all of these. So the most important thing, my relationship goal for this year is to build strong, loving relationships with new people on these companies. And I think that's a goal that I can really. Oh, somebody's saying the sound is bad again. Yeah, Carol says the sound is bad. Can everybody hear me okay? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Just type yes in the chat if you can hear me. Just type yes and it's breaking up again. Oh, that's too bad. It goes in and out, off and on. It might be because I'm bouncing around too much. I'm too freaking excited about this whole thing. Darth Vader. Sometimes it's up in my relationship goal is to have 50 new networks with like-minded people. Yeah. Okay, let me give you one piece of advice. I have a feeling there's not a lot of people on this call that are at this level, that are trying to figure out how to mentor 8 people in revenue this year. But there's another way I want you to think about relationships if this is where you want to get to. I think it's really freaking important. Type yes in the chat if you'd love to one day be at this level. If you'd love to one day be at this level, just type yes. Yeah, okay. Here's what you can do this year if you want to get here eventually. I'm going to go back to my biggest mentor in my life again because it was him that told me this as well. And he said years ago, he said, Ken, when it comes to relationships, the one thing that you have to understand, he said, you're the sum of the 5 people you hang out with. You're the sum of the 5 people that you're around the most. And I'm wondering how many people, type yes in the chat if you've heard that statement. If you've heard that before, type yes in the chat with me right now. You're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most amount of time with. I wonder how many of us have actually taken time to think about that and to vet that list. To like decide who are the 5 people that I want to be around the most. We're literally, our company is going on a retreat to Costa Rica in 2 months from now at the end of February. And we're going with 25 people. That it's 25 people because I want to know personally every single person on this trip. I'm hoping that I can figure out a business relationship with every single person on this trip. I don't want to have more than 25 people there because I really want to have deep, meaningful conversations, relationships with every one of those people. I'm hoping, so far, I think we have 19 people that have registered to come. There's like 6 spots left on it. But I'm hoping those 19 people that are coming, one of the reasons they're coming is that they want me to be one of their 5 people. So what I would love to hear when it comes to relationships, we all have our individual relationship goals. But listen carefully to this. This is a goal. If you agree with this, I want you to type it in the chat. I want you to type in the chat. And everybody who agrees to this and does this, we're going to literally write down all your names. We're going to put them in a hat, and we're going to do a random draw for $500 for one of you guys. But I want to explain to you. You understand this concept about the 5 people you spend you are the net result of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you understand that statement, then I think the smartest goal anybody can make with relationships for the next 12 months is to audit their list of 5 or design their list of 5. I wouldn't even say audit. I would say design or create. Create a list of 5 where I am the link. Think about the quality of your thinking, the quality of your life, the quality of your understanding, how fast you can get answers to things, how fast you can solve problems. If you're hanging out, if the 5 people that you spend most of your time with are smarter than you, what kind of benefit could that be to your life? What kind of benefit could that be to your life? So the goal that I would love everybody to have for this year is this. And I'd love for you guys to write that in, but only write that in the chat if you're willing to commit to this right now. I am going to create, and actually write it this way if you're willing to commit to it. I am going to create a list of 5 where I am the weakest link. A group of 5 where I am the weakest link. I'm going to be intentional about this. Could you guys freaking imagine if you had 5 people that you hung around with the most at the end of this year, and every one of them was smarter than you, and every one of them was doing real estate, and every one of them was going in the same direction that you're going in? Go ahead and type that in the chat. I'm going to create a list of 5 where I am. Can you freaking imagine that? I'll tell you, in my world right now, what I'm going to do in this regard as part of my goal. So obviously, my big relationship goal is to build relationships with those 8 people. In addition to that, I have a group of 5 people that I hang out with who are all smarter than me, but I don't hang out with them enough. So I'm literally going to fix that, make that better. And that, I mean, that's going to make all the difference. What will that do for you guys? That's what I'd like to know. What will that do for you if in a year from now you have this inner circle of 5 people that you spend a ton of time with? They're all freaking smarter than you. They're all more successful than you. What will that do for you? Can you freaking imagine that? I mean, just the thoughts of it. It's crazy. It's flat out crazy. All right, let's talk about money. Everybody type in the chat, show me the money. Everybody who just made that commitment, thank you guys for that commitment. I am going to do more YouTube live shows like this. We are going to fix the audio before I do the next one. And I'm going to start talking more about these goals throughout the year. Here's what I'd like to know, man. If I do one of these YouTube shows per month, where it's live like this, we can all hang out together, and we're going over the goals that we're setting today. We're updating them, but we're talking about them over the year. Would you guys come back once a month and spend some time with me? This will be free training. It'll be always fun. We'll have tons and tons of people here. Everybody's typing, show me the money. I want to know if you'd come back once a month to do this. It'd be a blast. And of course, we're going to learn from our I promise you next month when we do this, we'll not have any sound issues like this. We'll get this all figured out. I think it's freaking amazing. And I love it. All right. Let's talk about money. I want to talk about money on a couple levels. And then I want to finish our time together and talk about what I believe is the smartest thing for any new real estate investor in the world to do. And that's, you're in a place right now. Actually, I got a question for everybody. I want to measure this group. I want you to type me in the chat if adding $250,000 in new income in your life in the next 12 months would double your income. Double, at least double. I want you to type me in the chat. If we added an extra $250,000 in income to your life in the next 12 months, would that double your income from last year? Type me in the chat if it would. Friends, look at, you guys can see all the people typing that in the chat right now. Making $250,000 in new income is 2 or 3 flips. That's it. It's no more than that. And so I want to talk to you a little bit about that in a second. And then I have my friend Simon Yan here. Simon is a coach that is an amazing human being, and he's launching a coaching program around condo flipping. I asked him to come in here and spend some time with us so that he could really understand the power of condo flipping as a way to make money in this market. But when it comes to money goals, listen, when you're just getting started, if you're in a place right now where you have one income stream and you're focusing on that one income stream, the exercise that you need to do when it comes to money is literally expenses versus profit. It's cash flow. What you should do at the end of every year is look at all the money you made, look at all the money you spent, the expenses of the year, and audit that and figure out where you're burning, where you're losing money, where things aren't going right. Because it's not about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. So in our businesses in the last 12 months, we made significant amounts of money, but we spent a lot of money. And so our goal this year isn't just to do $27 million revenue, but it's to keep at least 50% of that as profits in the bank. And that's going to make all the difference. All right. Did we get a chance to do that draw yet? We need to know of everybody who wrote that in the comments. Who's that winner? I had Hassan's all freaked out now. He's not keeping up with me. So that was my little nudge to him. Everybody who made that commitment, create a list of 5 where I am the weakest link. We need to know who actually won that. And once you have that, just write it down and pass it over to me. Draw. While we're doing that, let's talk a little bit more about money. So money is always the hardest thing to talk about, friends. And where the smartest thing when it comes to setting a goal around money and finances is doing a personal audit before you get started. It's like literally sitting there and doing a personal audit around how you managed money in the past year. So you've got to look at what's the total amount of money you brought, what were the total amount of expenses you had. And I guarantee you, if you look at your expenses, you'll find areas where you can change the way you spend money and create more money in your life. And then once you do that and realize exactly where you're at, then you can look at how to make more money in your life. And I have to tell you, if you're into real estate investing, and you gotta, first of all, you've got to understand cash is king. When I talk to most real estate investors who didn't actually come into some kind of coaching program where they're getting support from other people, like Syndicate is, most people make mistakes early on in their real estate careers. They get into apartments or rental properties. They don't really understand the economy, and they get back to it, they lose. And I've talked to so many people that are into real estate investing, and they brag about how they have 8 or 10 or 12 doors, but they're poor. What I realized building the syndicate was actually the member of the syndicate, my mastermind, that actually helped me to realize flipping properties. This is why I have officially declared 2024 the year of the flip. It's freaking unbelievable. I don't know. Everybody here is in the syndicate. So we're back up to 100 people here again. How many people here are in the syndicate? Me in the chat right now is a member of the syndicate. Go to the chat and just type me in the chat if you're a member of the syndicate right now. Type me in the chat if you're a member of the syndicate. Okay, so we have 100 people here right now, and we've got maybe about 30% of the people that were here. Tonight was not about a pitch. Tonight was an informal session where we can all plan together our year out and get some good thoughts into your head. What you should do, Hassan, is just drop the. So what I'm going to ask Hassan to do right now, for anybody that's interested in knowing more about the syndicate, there's an 18-minute video that we're going to send you. Hassan will just put the link in the chat, and you guys can go watch that video. And if you're interested in joining the syndicate, there's a way you can book a call and get that, get yourself into it. So I'll tell everybody, just for those that don't know what it is, it's called the Investors Growth Syndicate. It's a mastermind. And inside of this mastermind group, I teach everybody in the group my fundraising strategies. And I have some very significant fundraising strategies that revolve around digital marketing. And if you join the syndicate and you're looking to raise money, if you're a member of the syndicate, my team here at the company will build everything for you. So we build the websites for you, we build the marketing system for you, the whole nine yards, so you don't have to. But the syndicate has a private Facebook group. There's hundreds of members across Canada in this group, and we all work together. So if you're brand new to real estate investing, you're going to have people that have $100 million portfolios that are helping you to succeed. You don't make any mistakes. You don't screw anything up. We do 2 calls a week. I have this incredible list of investors to share with everybody in the group to help you raise money for projects. It's the most amazing thing ever. It's growing unbelievably fast, growing by 20 to 30 members a month right now, and it's wonderful. So if you're interested in knowing more about the syndicate, the Stan just dropped the link in the chat. All you have to do is click on it, and you can watch an 18-minute video which will tell you. Then you can or one of the team members about joining. They'll walk you through the whole thing. Definitely jump into that. All right, it's time to talk about flipping, making money. Let me just explain this to you really quickly. And if I get enough yeses to this question, I'll get Simon in here. We'll have some really amazing strategy. So everybody here is into real estate investing. If I told you that you could easily do 3 flips. Now, what is a flip? A flip is where you buy a property below value. You have to find properties that are significantly discounted. They're fixed values. You buy the property, use 100% of the payments. You don't even need money to do this. You renovate the property, you increase the value significantly, and you sell it. When you sell it, you pay back all the loans, the money you brought to do it, you keep the profits. You can easily make anywhere between $100,000 and $300,000 off one flip. So all you need to do is to do 2 or 3 of them to make that $250,000 or more in the next 12 months. What I want to know from each of you is I took the time to walk you through how to do this. Every step of it, how to raise the money, how to do the flip, how to find the contractor. If I walk you through every step of this, I want you to type yes in the chat if you would be willing to commit to doing 3 flips in the next 12 months, making yourself somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000. Type yes in the chat if you'd be willing to try that. All right, good. Okay, so is Simon ready? Simon, you got a mic on, brother? Already. Come on in. Everybody, welcome to the stage. Simon Yan. Good to see you. You got to look at that camera right there.
Happy New Year, everyone. That's the program. For the new year.
You look good, man.
My first year is make sure I don't have technical difficulty.
Were you listening to us on the way in here?
Of course, why wouldn't I?
Was the sound horrible?
I can pick up most of it.
I want you guys to type the number 1 in the chat right now. You can hear Simon okay. Let's hope it happens. It's a little bit of a delay. Let's hope you guys can hear. Everybody type 1 in the chat. The number 1 in the chat if you can hear Simon. 13. Okay, perfect. Excellent. All right, so Simon, we've been together literally for the last 2 hours, so we're 1 hour and 20 minutes right now. And we set a lot of goals. We set some health goals, we set some relationship goals together, but now we're talking about money. And you and I've had many conversations about flipping. In our opinion, there's no easier way to make money in the real estate game. I mean, big money, right? Than doing flipping. And it was, I think we must have been eating together because we do a lot of meetings together. But there was sometime 7 months ago, we were having a conversation out of the blue. You mentioned Condo and blew my mind. I never thought about it. It is clearly to me the easiest way to get into real estate investing. What is it? Explain to everybody what is condo flipping.
I think this whole conversation started when we were talking at that time when we were dining out probably, and it's really something that I've done for hundreds and thousands of times over the last 10 years. And I find that it's easiest because I made my mistake on the first 50 units, accumulated, and after that it just kind of like becomes a system so simple that you can repeatable, and it's so confined in terms of the potential problem it has. And the best part that I like is it's really about what a condo flip is about is you find the dilapidated condo that's very aged, very old in a sense, and then you go and do the renovations, complete renovations on the units, and be able to fully stage it and sell it at the top market value. You get the profit from it. Typically, I would say that I would underwrite the particular deal, any deal, at about the $50,000 range. But at the same time, I would say that I have deals that make more than $50,000 and some that are $20,000. Average out, it's north of $50,000 in that range would be my target unit. So that's kind of a sweet summary of condo flipping. I mean, the aspect that I really like about condo flipping is the fact that it's usually around 4 to 6 months period rather than years in other projects. So it's really strong complement, cash flow complements to whatever other portfolio, whether that to be multifamily, whether that to be pre-construction, whether to be long-term hold. It gives you new investor and experienced investor additional cash flow to allow you to do more. Very big.
Well, when you first started, the right now we're right in the middle of the project for Hudson and Darcy, our house, the file. We've opened up all the walls, and we've seen issues with electrical. We've got some plumbing issues, and there's a wall we want with bearing. So now we're stuck waiting for permits. Those permits are going to take a couple months, which pauses the whole project. The part, like the mind blowing aha for me was when you're doing these condo flips, you're not doing anything that you need permits for. It's all listed. It's all really, if you can get organized before you go into it.
Yeah, the beauty of condo is that you cannot really change the location of your plumbing fixtures. Like your bathroom is where they are, and you cannot change it the other way around. You cannot change the toilet to the shower where the shower is, where the shower is, where the sink is. You cannot do any of that because it's made faster in the construction of the whole complete building. You can't really change. I mean, if you do need to do some of the electrical upgrade and whatnot, all the master licensed electricians can call and pull up certificates, ESA through ESA inspection to do that, go through that. But and on top of that, none of the structural changes. Don't try to break a structural wall in a condo. You might have whole apartment collapse. That's the big role. So that's another significant aspects that I like about condo is you don't have to worry about surprises because everything is on service refinishing, remodeling of an existing.
Okay, we're having some sound issues.
It's the Wi-Fi. Open this door again. It was buffering for a minute there on StreamYard, so I fixed that.
I wonder if we just come around to that side of the desk and just no, that won't matter. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, because it was buffering on StreamYard for a minute.
So do we need some other windows or anything like that?
I already did. I already closed everything that I.
Yeah, you guys hear us now? Audio was perfect. Oh, the Sans audio is perfect. Well, that's what I mean. I think. Let's do that. Let's just. I think we can set this up really quickly.
If I go here and I turn this camera, I want everybody to hear this conversation. That's nope. Then let's go to settings. If we go to camera, say FaceTime camera, and then if I go to sound,
Friends, if I'm here in front of this camera on this angle with you right now, can you hear me better? Okay, come on over here, Simon. Like we're doing everything we can to make this work. Awesome. Okay, so one of the things I've always wanted to ask you about condo flipping that I was just thinking about now. Are there? I think I answered my own question, but this is just what came to my head. Are there enough condos out there? Like, if you think about the GTA and area, I know that there are a lot of condos being built today, but are there enough condos that there is a condo flipping business to be done?
Totally. There are thousands of condo buildings in just in GTA. So some are old, some are very, very old, some are new. And so I would also usually target that something that's old or very, very old. The new one probably not a good candidate for flipping purposes. But there are literally thousands and thousands of them. I need to grow, and it's one of my resolutions in 2024.
You see, Ken Chung just said, "Can you shrink down a bit?" Well, here's what I could probably do. Watch this. This might work.
Guys.
Hold that.
There you go.
Does this work?
I'll do this. There you go.
That's not nice. We shouldn't be doing stuff like that. What else do we want to know about condo flipping? What questions do you guys have? Is there anybody that has any things in the chat? Sketchy sound again. Sound is better. We're getting all kinds of different conversations. I think the sound is fine, but I don't know. I can't hear shit. You guys should take the show on the road. Yeah, we probably will. We're having a lot of fun with this. I'm sorry about the sound, guys. It really could be better than this. But you know what? Here's what I want to do right now. Listen, I got a question for you guys. Simon, I've convinced Simon to do a live training on condo flipping on Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If I give you guys the link right now, will you guys all commit to coming to that training? Because Simon will be on Zoom at that time. There won't be any noise challenges or anything like that. All right, I just put the link in the chat. You guys can go ahead and click on that. Let me just make sure that it's working. I want to make sure we get that in there. Here we go. Click on this here. I'll put this in the chat here too to make sure it goes through. All right. I saw some questions. Go ahead and ask the questions. Somebody was just asking about, yeah, here we go. Ken George just asked, any challenges with condo boards? So some condo boards, because condo boards are normally a group of the owners, and some of them can be real nice people to deal with. But do you run into challenges with condo boards when you're doing condo flips? Or a better way to ask that question is, what should you do in order to avoid challenges with them?
I think that's a great question. I think that's probably one of the big learning experience that I accumulated over the years with dealing with there is the process actually involved about getting applications, renovation applications board. So I think the key is you have to be congruent in terms of who you are and what you're doing. You have to say in your application what you're exactly going to do, and try not to do things that you have not put into your application. And also do read through the rules within the condo applications. It comes with it tells you about operating hours, operating days, what kind of things that you have to be aware of ahead of time. And at the end, very most importantly, aspects that I want to share is that you gotta be courteous with the people around you. You gotta be courteous with your that you run into along hallway, in the elevator, just general courtesy that you practice as a normal human being on a. As long as you're congruent with the rental applications with the condo board, and be nice and be transparent with them, and you be courteous about what you do on a daily basis during the renovations, I don't think there will be any problem, in my opinion. The problem comes when you don't do that. You be a jerk and rushing into elevator without the general courtesy that you normally do. You keep the hallway dirty. You keep the noise level uncontrollable. After hours noises. Those are the times that you create a problem for yourself.
Sonia is asking, do you stay away from condos without elevators? For example, a third floor old condo with only stairs.
I would use my famous Tech 9. I hope he's screwing me. I think the key there is that the comparable has to show there's the required lift of this particular unit. If you show comparable that has the $200,000 lift, the spread, and it's a good condo. Someone put money to the amount that this building without the elevator has the lift that is required. That means it will work. So that speaks the loudest. It's not about me or you personally like the fact that this building has a lift or it doesn't have a lift. It's about the comparable showing you have the required spread to be successful.
Does the age of the building?
The answer is very similar, really, in a sense that if the comparable will show you that it has the required lift, and absolutely the age is secondary when it comes to that point in time.
This was a question that I was thinking about a while back, and I forgot to ask it to you. What about townhouses and garden homes? Not the exact same thing, right? Because in those places you can get into the campus.
That's right, right. And if nothing else, like a townhome, it has an extra flight of stairs, which would be additional cost to your renovation. And you just have to account that if the spread and the renovation budget accounted can be able to make the number works, you will see.
All right, friends, I forgot to mention this earlier, but Hassan did pass me a piece of paper. You know, when we set our relationship goal, we took all the names of everybody, and we did put them in a hat. It was a little piece of online software that we created here at the company, and the winner of $500 is Brett Nodwell. Brett, are you here? Because I said you have to be here. I know Brett's a subscriber on the channel. Hope that he's here. Is Brett here? Brett Nodwell. I know he was here before. I think we might just give it to him anyway because he wasn't here. But I can tell you Brett Nodwell, if you're here, go into the chat right now. Are you here, Brett Nodwell? That's all right. We're going to give it to him. Because we got a little bit messed up. We had, as you guys saw, 160 people. Then we had to shut it down, and only 80 people made it back. Isn't it funny how you're all on YouTube? We turn off the old broadcast, we turn on the new one, and somehow we lost 80 people. But it is what it is. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. So Brett Nodwell. Now listen, I have $500 more to give away, but here's what I've decided because of the difficulties tonight. I'm going to give the $500 away on Simon's training on Thursday night. So everybody who shows up for Simon's training on Thursday night is going to get into a draw for $500. And it's going to be freaking amazing. I'm going to put that link in the chat one more time for you for Simon's training. And I got to tell you, this whole process around condo flipping is freaking amazing. And it just, I'll tell you, this is how big you can make this. And I'll give this back to you, Simon, to make some comments on this in a second. But because of the amount of flips that Simon does around condo, he was able to build an entire construction company that has 27 people. I think that's what you told me, 27.
And that's what they do. So Simon is able to do a dozen of these condo flips a year because he has a full-time group of people who are doing this. So think about what you can do with a business like that. And I know that there's several people in the syndicate that are planning on setting up their own condo flipping business this year. So it's going to be amazing. One more thing I want to tell you about the syndicate that I'm really excited about. It's the year of the flip. So I'm running a year-long contest around flipping properties in this syndicate. The people that do the most, make the most money, are the first prize is a trip to Bora Bora with my wife and I. So we're going on a group trip to Bora Bora next February, and somebody is going to get to go to Bora Bora for free, and it's freaking crazy. I'm really excited about it. So Simon, where you're at now with your portfolio, I have some insider knowledge on your actual portfolio. Why are you still doing flips? You have $100 million in real estate. Why are you still doing flips?
I do it with my eyes closed.
It's that easy.
Pretty much. Because I've done it so many times that I have the system, I have the process in place to do it. Without even the dependency of my construction company, I can still do it. It's a repeatable process. So for students that do not have the infrastructure like I do, I can teach them how to do it the same way that I'm doing it as well. And if they do need help, I have all the explanations that will help them along the way as well. So that's one part of the answer to why I'm still doing it. The other that I like to do it is because I like it. I like the cash flow. I like the 4 to 6 months turnaround, and the experience that I have, it pretty much guarantee long-term success with this strategy. So why would you kill a cash cow?
Yeah.
You have one with you, right?
If I had a cash cow, I'd keep milking it.
There you go.
All right, Simon, thanks for coming. We really appreciate it. Everybody, thanks, Simon. Get yourself together on Zoom on Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Happy to hear.
All right. Cesar says I'm looking at condo deals right now. Man, we have gone through a lot in an hour and a half. And, I am going to, what I promised everybody here is I'm going to figure out what happened with the sound tonight. And we are going to do an encore. We're going to do one of these a month from now on. And we're going to be talking, we're going to be checking in on our goals next month. And next month, I'm going to have a couple more people that are talking about flips. It's going to be freaking amazing. I love the idea. So in my businesses, my goal with the house flipping business is to make $1 million in the next 12 months. I don't think it's going to be that difficult. I think that vast majority of people here said that their lives would be radically changed with an extra $250,000. If you want that money, if that will make that compelling a difference in your life, why wouldn't you do this? Why wouldn't you show up on Thursday night at 8 o'clock? Why wouldn't you go through this process and figure it out? I mean, you might be a little bit nervous about it. You might be a little bit afraid of things that you haven't done before. But if you know, so this is all about change, right? And it's very interesting because I was about to just say goodnight to you guys, but I just thought of another saying that I think is hugely important in what you need to do to actually make more money this year. And here's the saying. I'll tell you the saying first, and then we'll discuss it. Change will only occur when the fear of the change becomes less than the fear of staying the same. See, fear is probably one of the biggest motivators in the world when it comes to anything that you do in your life. If you're thinking about doing something new and you don't do it, what stops you? What stops you? It's fear, right? It's It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of doing that thing. You're thinking about going, like, here's an extreme example. You're thinking about jumping out of a plane. The people skydiving, the people that don't do it because the fear of actually doing it stops them from doing it. Well, such is true about most things in our lives. You know, I run millions of dollars in Facebook ads every day, and I teach people how to get into real estate. And as part of that, I get attacked all the time by people that say heinous things about me, but really, I don't hold a grudge against any of those people because I know it's their fear. It's the fear of making the change that makes them do those things. Change will only occur when the fear of the change becomes less than the fear of staying the same. So here's something you can do. Here's my last piece of advice to you in this session today. Here's something you can do right now that's going to guarantee that you get more out of the next 12 months than you did out of the last 12 months. Here's something you can do right now that's going to guarantee you put more freaking money in your pocket than you've ever had in your life. I want you, before you go to bed tonight, I want you to think about the things that didn't happen last year. I want you to think about the shots that you missed. I want you to think about the luck you didn't have. I want you to think about the things that didn't work out. And I want you to realize that if you don't take a shot, if you don't try to do something different, you're going to end up in that same fucking situation in 12 months from now. And you're not going to have anybody to blame about this other than yourself. And it's not that you're not a good person. I know you're capable of getting this. I know you're capable of improving your life. I know you're capable of more. But what stops people from getting more is the fear of change. It's the fear of the new things, because we've been beaten down so much in our lives by the things that we tried to do that didn't work that we give up trying. Don't let this be another year like that. Fight. Dig in. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be painful. You're going to be up all night. You're going to struggle. But you're going to win. You're going to win. You're only going to win if you get yourself into a situation right now. Make a list of all the things that you didn't get last year that you tried to get. Turn that into anger. Look at those things you didn't get last year. Write them down on paper and look at them and get angry. Let yourself get angry about the things that you didn't get last year. Get so angry about it that you can realize that if you don't do something different again, you're going to be in the same situation again. And that anger will turn into action. That anger will force you to do things. That anger will make this work for you. That's the difference. That's what I think that's really what differentiates the people that do the best, that get the most, that do everything the right way. It's that thing that really makes things happen. All right, one last thing I want to give you guys before I take off for tonight. And I know we've got people here from right across Canada, but I just put a link in the chat. We're doing a live event in Toronto, Canada in 10 days from now. It's the 13th and 14th of January. It's called Raising Money in a Digital World. It's a 2-day event that I'll be there in person. There'll be hundreds of people there. If you guys spent all this time with me tonight and you enjoyed our time together, then click on that link and buy a ticket for that event right now. It's $97. $97. It's all day Saturday, all day Sunday. And that will help you. That feeling that you have right now, that feeling that you know you want to take this year on, that feeling won't last forever. But if you buy that ticket now, that feeling will stay in you until you get to that event. And then from that event, we can move on together. Get a ticket. Click on that link. And I'll see you guys in Toronto on January 13th. I hope you guys enjoyed your time tonight. If you did, share this replay with people. Hey, Brett, I see you're there now, brother. Congratulations on the $500. You won. Thank you guys, everybody, for being here. I hope you got value out of this. I hope I see you in Toronto on January 13th. Have a great night, everybody.